The following is a statement on preparedness for developing tropical systems by Acting Premier Dr. the Honourable Kedrick Pickering.
My fellow Virgin Islanders, residents and visitors, as you are all aware, on Wednesday, July 12th into the early hours of Thursday, July 13th, the territory was impacted by a strong tropical wave which resulted in heavy rainfall, flooding of some roadways and landslides along some slopes. The reality is that we are in an above normal Atlantic hurricane season, and we can expect to see further weather systems developing, so we must be ready. We cannot let our guards down even if it is not a hurricane or tropical storm. The impacts can be just as damaging. I have been informed that we can expect other tropical waves in the coming days, as many are already developing in the Atlantic. 2 waves are currently being monitored by forecasters. One is located to the southeast of the British Virgin Islands with a possibility of some rainfall into this weekend. The other wave is in the Atlantic, and it is estimated to be close to the BVI by Friday next week, with the potential to produce similar conditions. Forecasters and disaster management officials are constantly monitoring these systems and will advise and guide us accordingly. We must fully understand that these weather events can be unpredictable, and coupled with the changes in the climate that is occurring both locally and globally, we can expect an intensification of the impacts brought on by these systems. For example, the recent rainfalls, we are told, was the convergence of 2 separate systems that by themselves were unpredictable in the manner in which we were affected. As a people, we must take ownership of our own state of preparedness and pay close attention to weather systems that are forming. The events on July 12th and 13th brought again to the forefront an issue which we have been speaking about for years: the careless disposal of garbage in our guts and our drains. This is significant because the drainage, when blocked, cause overflow of water and flooding in some areas that can be disastrous compared to how it could be if we allow the drains and guts to function normally. So we must be prepared. We must do our best to desist from these unhealthy practices that can result in significant economic losses for the territory. We as a people must work together to reduce the effects that flooding can have on our territory. And this can start with us focusing on being more diligent in cleaning up our surrounding areas, paying much more attention to our environment, and generally keeping the BVI clean and beautiful. We know what the impact of storms and hurricanes can have on us. We have experienced this in the past, and there have been significant investment to improve infrastructure, create greater awareness, and build resilience within our communities. As a matter of fact, I took a tour of the island of Tortola yesterday after the rains, and it was evident that the infrastructural work that has been done through the CDB project have been very well executed and have served us well. But there's much work to be done. If these initiatives are to be successful, we all must take personal responsibility for our actions and continue to support the preparedness efforts that are needed during this time of the year. Hazards from these tropical events are and can cause damage to physical structures, flooding to our homes, and significant losses in equipment from the type of lightning strikes that we saw during the past events. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is for us to be more vigilant. Let us pay attention to our neighbors and those who are vulnerable, who may need a helping hand to get ready this hurricane season. Specifically, we must take time out to trim overhanging trees, pay attention to cistern overflows, clear roof gutters, remove loose items from around our homes, and stock up on what you will need in the event that we are affected by other tropical systems. I cannot emphasize enough that we must continue to be our brother's keepers. My health and your health are important to each of us. We are our brother's keepers. Prevention is better than cure. And so as acting premier, I say to you, preparedness is the key to reduce the impacts of these hazards. I encourage you to monitor the Department of Disaster Management's website, Facebook, and Twitter pages, BVI DDM, for regular updates and advice. Ensure that you tune into the local radio and television stations to get updates on the weather conditions. Listen out for activities that are being planned for your communities and get involved. Support the One BVI initiative that we promote and be ready this hurricane season. Let us all be safe, let us all be careful, and let us all be vigilant. God bless you, and God continue to bless these Virgin Islands. I thank you.
The proceeding was a statement on preparedness for developing tropical systems by Acting Premier Dr. the Honourable Kedrick Pickering.